very exciting documentary called Generation Gluten-Free, and I am lucky and fortunate enough to have the creator and director, Susan Cohen, here with me, joining me on film. You get to see another little side of my apartment, get excited. And I was so lucky to be able to sit down and watch this film with my family. And I'm going to talk about my feelings on it and kind of my review in a moment, but I'm going to let Susan talk a little bit first. So Susan, tell me what Generation Gluten-Free is.
Sure. Generation Gluten-Free is a documentary on celiac disease. It focuses somewhat on the medical aspect, but most of the medical aspect is told through people who have celiac disease and family members. There is a medical voice in the film. Dr. Peter Green, who's the director of the Celiac Disease Center up at Columbia University, provides a medical foundation. And then people tell their stories, and through telling their stories, you get a sense of the history of the community. You learn a bit about the gluten-free food companies that are out there, some restaurants that provide gluten-free menus, and kind of it's an all-encompassing little picture of what, celiacs do.
That's awesome. And you filmed this in what year?
2005.
Okay, great. So why did you want to and actually decide to create this movie?
Sure. So it was during this spring semester of my freshman year of college, and I think I was at dinner actually, so it makes sense, food, dinner, and I think I had been thinking a lot about how people were really, not obsessed with food, but food had really become a main part of everyone's...
It's a huge part of your life.
Yeah, the Food Network was hot, I think people, this is obviously pre-Twittering your pictures of your dinner and, blogging, but food was really getting out there. People were talking about it in a way that I don't think we did before. And I realized that no one had ever really focused on gluten-free food. I focus on it every day because I have to.
Exactly.
But no one had really said, oh, let's see, what's out there. And also, this is 2005, things were not stamped gluten-free like they are today. So most of the things we're going to see that were stamped gluten-free were specifically gluten-free products. The first time I saw Yoplait yogurt stamped gluten-free, I thought I was having a vision because it just was something that was not done. So I thought, why don't we introduce gluten-free foods to, mainstream America? But it kind of developed quickly from that into just about food, into really the community and people's stories and what they did after they were diagnosed. Because most people in the celiac community, they don't just say, oh, I got diagnosed and sit there and cry. They make something happen. They do something. So I thought it was really special to share what they've done with the world. So starting out with food turned into this whole big project on the celiac community.
Oh, that's awesome. What are your hopes and plans for Generation Gluten-Free?
Sure. I have a couple plans. I think within the community itself, I want to spread the positive message. I see celiac as a blessing, not a burden. We're first off so lucky to be diagnosed because, given the statistics, it's very difficult to get diagnosed, and a lot of people are misdiagnosed. So first off, you're lucky to be diagnosed. And then in the scheme of things, I think having celiac is really a beautiful thing because for most of us, and some of us unfortunately, it takes a little more care, the diet fixes, heals, maintains, sustains. The diet does what it needs to do. So I think it's really cool that you have a diet that can keep you healthy.
Yeah.
So I feel really positive, and I want other people to feel that way. And I think especially for people who are just diagnosed or they're in areas of the country where, I'm fortunate in New York and you're fortunate. Yeah. It's everywhere. They know what to do. But I want people to feel that it's okay, that it's positive, that I can do something good too. Outside of the community, I'd like to use it as an educational tool. I think obviously it does not replace a doctor or nutritionist. If you think you have celiac, please see a doctor. If you are on the diet and you're having some trouble, see a nutritionist. But I think it provides a comprehensive understanding of what the disease is, why you need to be on the diet, kind of people's own experiences, because as you know, celiac's kind of, no person has the same exact symptoms as someone else. Everyone's kind of on their own plan. So I think it gives people an understanding of what's possible. And I think a lot of people may recognize themselves. I think people might say, I've been having that problem, no one can help me. Or someone might say, that's my friend's kid. So I just want to get it out there outside the community and see what it can do.
Yeah, I think when I saw this, I actually ordered a gluten-free pizza with my family in Tampa, which was shocking in and of itself that we have gluten-free pizza in Tampa now. But we just watched it together, and it was really, really nice to have. I think you have so many emotions as a celiac that you feel like you obviously don't have a terminal illness, but you still have a lot to deal with on a daily basis. And this was a way for me to share with my family that really, I don't think it's not that they don't choose to understand, it's that they have trouble understanding what a disease completely regulated by diet is. And this was so helpful. It made so much sense to my family, and they understood it, again, through people and through stories. It's not, I think you can get in this kind of abrasive, like, I have celiac disease and you need to help me, and that's just, people don't respond well to that. And this was such a good educational tool just to have. I think people who have just been diagnosed should see this video and share it with their family and friends, just to understand what it's like to go out in social settings, to go out to dinner, to go grocery shopping. And again, I saw myself in a lot of these individuals that I didn't realize I would totally click with. I was like, oh, a documentary about celiac disease. It's going to be totally medical. It's going to be, you know, this is how your villi is destroyed by gluten. This is what you need to do to fix it. And not that I didn't have high hopes of it, but it certainly was completely different than I expected. And I have been very, very pleased, and I'm excited to share it with other people. I work a lot with moms with kids who've just been diagnosed, and I think this is the perfect tool to share with families and doctors and restaurants and really
teachers too. I think it's great for teachers.
That's such a good, I didn't even think about that. That's a great plan. I just think this film needs to get out more, as a lot of things in the gluten-free community, people don't know about them yet. And I'm hoping that this film will be something that people recognize and try, and they're willing to get and just watch it and then share it with their friends, because I think people will really, really react very positively. And it's very I don't know how to say it, like, it's very educational without being in your face. Like, it's just a pleasant, it's a pleasant thing to watch with your family. Like, you don't think, oh, I didn't, waste an evening watching medicine kind of thing. Like, I had a great time with my family, and it just brought a lot of discussion up. And this was my immediate family that saw it, but I'm really excited to show it to my extended family, who is actually all going through celiac testing now, since it is genetic. But I love this film. Thank you so much for making it. It's really nice to, I love trying new cookies and, new pastas, but it's really nice to see something completely different in this community. So finally, how can people see your film? How can people get it?
Okay, so you can watch a trailer of the film. It's about a little over 3 minutes on GenerationGlutenFree.com, and I don't have the whole thing online, I'm sorry, but you can purchase a copy for $4.50. Most of that covers shipping and handling, so it's a great bargain.
Definitely worth it.
And you can order it through the website. There's an order button. It's on PayPal, and you do not have to join PayPal, but if you don't feel comfortable ordering through PayPal, there's a way to contact me through the website, and if you send me an email through that, I'd be happy to answer you and give you other directions.
That's awesome. Well, Susan is just wonderful. We have said that we've kind of become two celiac peas in a pod, and it's nice to have a friend in New York who's kind of my age and is understanding all of this and putting a great thing on the market. So please go to her website, watch the trailer, leave comments, let me know if you've seen this, give me some feedback, and buy her film. $4.50, come on, people. That's like going to Blockbuster. Like, you spend that in gas. So order it, because you will not be disappointed. I promise. So thank you so much, Susan.
Oh, thank you for having me. This has been fun.
Awesome. Thanks so much for watching. As always, it's from Have Not to Have in gluten-free dining and life and films, for that matter.